You know, I have to give a lot of credit to my husband for that as well, because my husband is very protective over his wife and his children and all that we believe in. So we're very careful about who we actually bring around our kids and who we allow in our home. And we're also very careful about who we bring around our artists, and we just protect everything that we're doing. Nothing is just open to the public. So we're very approachable, and we really love people, and we love what we're doing, but we don't allow, still a certain space that has to be maintained in order to just keep a certain level of safety and protection at all times. I'm Daphne Montgomery, and I am the president of ROL Records, and this is my exclusive interview on HIPTV. It's a good question. I think the key is, first of all, I never take one hat off. I leave all of the hats on all the time, because each day has a little bit of it in that every day. So I think the key for me is a schedule, a really tight schedule, and project management. So when I'm focusing on one thing, I hyper focus into that thing, and then after that, I switch to the next thing. And when I switch to the next thing, I hyper focus on that thing, and I make sure that I'm meticulously keeping the priorities of what has to happen for the deadlines. I really believe that my calling and ministry is one. So if my calling is in business and my calling is also to be a pastor, then that is what I do on a consistent basis. So for me, there's really not a challenge between the two, because I bring my whole self into, and I bring the pastor into the business realm. So I have certain values and ethics and things that I just won't cross. It's not even an option. And when a deal starts to look a little bit, fishy or against what I believe in, then we actually walk away. We're not afraid to say no. We're not afraid to walk away. And we stand up for what we believe, because we really feel that has to happen in the industry right now. We really feel there needs to be people who will stand up for who they are, be what they were created to be, and not allow the pressures of trends or the cancel culture or any of these things interrupt exactly who we are and what we're doing, or who you are or what you're doing. Just be you. That's what we believe in. You know, I have to give a lot of credit to my husband for that as well, because my husband is very protective over his wife and his children and all that we believe in. So we're very careful about who we actually bring around our kids and who we allow in our home. And we're also very careful about who we bring around our artists, and we just protect everything that we're doing. Nothing is just open to the public. So we're very approachable, and we really love people, and we love what we're doing, but we don't allow, still a certain space that has to be maintained in order to just keep a certain level of safety and protection at all times. We've had some crazy stories just getting, for example, walking through the mall, for example, where people just came up and with really good hearts and really good intentions, just wanted to say, "Hi, Mama Daph," and then, that's what they call me, is Mama Daph, and then just grabbing and hugging like one of my daughters, or just like taking them by surprise and just kind of invading that space. So we very carefully just say, hey, we love you, and give a hug back and say, okay, let's take just a little space and just try to keep a little bit of boundaries. So sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's a little more difficult, just depending where we are. ROL Records is like so deep in my heart and so special, because it was originally created by the Lord. It was something that He downloaded to us to do. And I was in the industry previously, but on the casting side of things. And then we gave all of that up and then started walking with the Lord. And then the Lord said, when you know more of my supernatural ways, then I want to bring you back into the industry in order to make a change. So ROL Records has a call on it to make an impact and to make a change, to teach people, again, how to be who they are. Like, what's your identity? What's your purpose on this earth? What's the plan that God wrote for you before time began? Who are you? And then what do you have to bring? And we really know that when we finally get in touch with that, then each artist has a voice. It's a gift. It was given by God. And then that voice has something to say. So if we can just be you and be exactly what you were created to be, then no one else can replace you. And so that's the brainstorm behind ROL Records, is to get artists that know that they have a gift, know that they have a responsibility with that, and know that they have a heart to want to make an impact and a change, and accept the responsibilities that come along with being a role model, and that come along with this type of career choice, which is really, I believe, your calling. So that was the heart behind ROL Records. Yeah, I think the thing that makes us so different is, number one, we are a spiritual family. So when we come together, there's a bond that's very different. The values are different. The way we do business is different. We had, this might be really interesting, but we had a ministry home where the artists came in, and we started teaching artists how to live a purified life for the Lord, so that whatever they put their hands to would prosper. Whatever the promises of God are on their life, that it would actually happen. So we literally had like 13 people living in the house at the same time, and just raising people up to be all that they were created to be. And I think that's what makes us different. We live together, we work together, we travel together, we tour together, and we don't fight because of love. Love is the bond between all of us, but it's a pure love of understanding the differences between us, and also understanding the greatnesses between us. So to be able to just accept each other, love each other, and encourage each other, like, that's what we're all about. And I think that makes us pretty different. Purity and genuine and raw and real about who you are, what your purpose is, your relationship with the Lord, and really wanting to make an impact with your life. We're not about just money and fame. That's never what moves us or encourages us or even inspires us. We're all about, how can we help people? What could we do? What do we have to offer to maybe literally change somebody's life? And we've had so many incredible stories of people that have listened to the music or listened to different artists and have said things like, oh, you know, it was amazing when I listened to your song, and just driving, and all of a sudden I felt this presence of God, or I felt this Spirit of God come into the car, and the words were just talking to me, and these songs changed my life, and I can't tell you how this song pulled me out of a dark place. And to us, that's what we want. We want music that will last and that will really help in those times. So that's really who ROL Records is. You know, honestly, we deal with people with respect and honor and love. And so what we found is that we're actually able to communicate through whatever the issues are. And again, if we don't like the deal, if it doesn't stand by the morals and the values of who we are, we're really not afraid to walk away. So, and we've walked away from some big things simply because that wasn't the direction that we wanted to go. So conflict resolution is really handled with love. And I don't want that to sound cliche, because it takes a lot of maturity and strength to understand like what's happening, and then to just be able to say graciously yes or no and thank you. And one thing about the artists on ROL Records that they don't and they won't compromise their values. So it makes it a very different situation because we know what we're looking for and we also know what we're not looking for. And when we decide to get into some type of a partnership with people like Bridge Afrique, it's like incredible people with the same values, the same desires. When I met Victoria, I felt like I met just such a kindred spirit because she also has children in an orphanage. She also helps the community. She's a boss. Victoria, shout out. But yeah, she's incredible. So we work with people all over the world, in Africa, in Europe. Our children's home is in South Africa. So literally since 2009 up until the present, we are in and out of Africa 2-3 times a year. We live with our kids. We don't just visit them, but we live with them at the mission and take care of them. We're one big, happy family, big family, with so much love. It's all about love. Without love, you can't do it. You just can't do it without love. I think that the answer for me is that the Lord said, take your place. I created this position for you, so take your place. And so I do. I remember speaking to my pastor years ago, and I remember I told her, oh, I'm scared. And she said, do it scared, but do it. And that stuck with me, and I tell my kids that, do it scared, but do it. Whatever you do, do it. Don't quit, just go and do it. And so that, I think, gets me through a lot. Plus, I love my husband. I love my husband, I love my kids. So at the end of the day, I stand apart differently because it's well known, especially with a lot of the males, that it's not like that. We don't, as a female, sometimes there's sexual harassment and things like that. And so for me, it's well known that we don't put up with that and that that's not who we are. So as you can see, my husband's with me, he travels with me, he takes care of me, he protects me, he's there for me, he supports me, but he lets me be who I am. So I think that also sets me apart because my husband's with me all the time, and I'm so thankful for that. So grateful for that. You know, I think being genuine is the key. My congregation will tell you there's so many times I'm like, okay, I'm going to tell on myself, you know, and it's like, okay, I struggled with, you know, I don't know, anger or frustration or irritation or sometimes whatever can come up as a human being. And at the end of the day, it's always a learning lesson. There's always something to learn out of that. And having 13 people live in your house, in the ministry home, and then at the mission, having, you know, like over 100 kids, you're always under a microscope. So I think humility and just being genuine and just being real, and you know, it's like mommy's having a bad day today and the kids will come and lay hands on me and pray, or my husband or whatever. But one thing we really do emphasize is no matter what you go through, we're here on the earth having a human experience. So there will be trials, there will be tribulations. The only perfect person was Jesus. So the more we can be honest about that and the more we can be humble about that, the more we can apologize to people immediately and clean it up, then you spare your relationships and people understand like, oh, okay, she's just a human being having a human experience. And yeah, so we talk about it quite a bit, very openly. I actually wrote a book that I haven't published yet, but I'm going to. And I say in that book, like, don't what if everything to death. Because what if is a never-ending question. You answer what if, and then, but what if, then that, and then, well, what if that? And then you end up in living this life of what if. So we really stand by the verse and stand on that verse that says, think about that which is perfect and pleasing and good. And the scripture that says love believes the best and love always wins. So we stand on these types of things, and we actually hold each other accountable to our thoughts and our emotions. So if somebody's having a bad day, we really encourage communication, and then just being so open and vulnerable and having transparent, open, clear communication. That's something we really talk about, and we really try to teach the kids, so that again, when they're having a human experience or whatever they're going through, or they see other people go through, they have an example of how do you handle life. How did Jesus do it? Jesus was filled with the Holy Spirit, and he was our best example of how to get through every single thing in life. There's only 5 main problems in life. It's like finances, health, relationship, religion, and all of these are answered in the Bible. So if we start looking at, oh, I have a problem with my mom or my this or my that, we look at, oh, that's a relationship problem. So let me look in the Bible. How did Jesus handle his relationships? And there's so much information there. And honesty and transparency, accountability, vulnerability, being raw, being genuine, and then being received with love instead of judgment. I think that's the key. Don't be afraid to start, because no matter what age you are, there's a starting point. No matter where you think your gifts or your skill set is, there's a starting point, and you're always going to continue to improve. So just at least get started. Don't be afraid to start. And then I would say, don't quit. No matter what, don't quit. I actually just finished writing my album, and one of my songs is called Don't Quit. So when you hear the album, this is me telling you, don't quit. No matter what, you're gonna make it. And if you start to feel like you're losing your faith, just get still and get quiet with the Lord and let him talk to you. Let him tell you how much he loves you, that you're important, that there's a plan for your life. And no matter what, just be you, because nobody else can be you. And that's what I want you to know. Just be you. Services. Spending time with family. Collabo. Managing artist. Mentoring new talent. Private counseling. Collabo. Collabo. Being a wife. I love the record label. I love being a businesswoman. I love raising up the kids, but I love my husband, so I would always put him first. Ooh, home-cooked meals all day, all day. I'm Daphne Montgomery, President of ROL Records, and this is my exclusive interview with HIPTV. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at It's Mama Daph, D-A-P-H. It's Mama Daph. And my music's not out yet, but when it's out, it's on all streaming platforms. Okay. I'm gonna keep trying to look at you. Okay, let me turn around.
So let's rehearse about that, then we start.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Hi, my name is Daphne.
Let's go into the game segment.
Oh, a game. Okay, let's do it. It's on.
Here, it's this or that. Which don't
Oh,
get
say
it.
the whole thing again?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1, and roll.
I'm Daphne Montgomery from ROL Records, President of ROL Records, and this is my exclusive interview on HIPTV. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok.
That's fine. That's okay.
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 Sorry about that.
That's fine.
Okay. I'm Daphne Montgomery, President of ROL Records, and this is my exclusive interview on HIPTV.